Listen closely, because by the end of this video, staying poor will become mathematically impossible for you. I am not exaggerating. What you are about to learn is not theory. It is not motivation. It is a 10-step system that operates like clockwork. When you apply these steps daily, poverty stops being an option, because the mechanics simply will not allow it. And here is what makes this different. These are not giant leaps that require perfect conditions. These are small, repeatable actions that anyone can start tonight, especially when you reach step 6, which exposes the one thing most people ignore for their entire lives, and step 9, which flips your relationship with money completely upside down. You will see that wealth is not luck, it is not connections, it is daily decisions stacked on top of each other until the outcome becomes inevitable. Step 1. Rewrite the story running in your head. If the voice inside your mind says you are always behind, you will act like someone who is always behind. If it says money slips through your fingers, money will slip through your fingers. Your internal script controls everything, so the first move is simple. Decide right now that you are someone who builds wealth, not someday, today. Picture one clear image from your future. Maybe it is walking into a home you own. Maybe it is checking your account and seeing a number that lets you breathe easier. Hold that image for 30 seconds every morning. Your brain does not know the difference between a vivid thought and a real memory. When you rehearse success mentally, your actions start to align automatically. And here is the part most people miss. Every time you save $5, every time you finish learning something new, say out loud, "This is who I am now." You are training your mind to expect progress. That expectation becomes behavior. Behavior becomes results. Step 2. Choose one target and eliminate everything else. Your attention is a flashlight. If you spread the beam across an entire field, nothing gets lit up well enough to act on. But when you narrow it to one spot, that spot becomes blinding. Right now, pick one financial goal for the next 90 days. Only one. Pay off a specific debt. Hit a savings number. Build one new skill. Launch one small project. Write it down. Then remove the noise. Stop scrolling aimlessly. Stop consuming content that does not teach you something you can use today. Stop letting gossip or complaints fill your mind. Treat your brain like a workspace where only tools are allowed. Here is the rule. Every thought must pay rent. If it helps you learn, build, or move forward, it stays. If it drains or distracts, you eject it immediately. When you apply this level of focus, tasks you have postponed for months will suddenly collapse into place. Opportunities you never noticed will appear right in front of you. And this is not magic. This is what happens when you remove all the static. Step 3. Build passion through small experiments. Most people wait for passion to arrive like a lightning bolt. It does not work that way. Passion is built by doing things you enjoy even slightly and getting better at them over time. If your current job drains you, accept it temporarily, but refuse to let it define your future. After work, spend 30 to 60 minutes testing small skills. Take free tutorials. Try tiny projects. Fix something. Create something. Sell something. You are not searching for the perfect path. You are collecting data. If you try video editing for 2 days and hate it, good. Information gained. If you try repairing old electronics and kind of like it, continue. If you discover something where time disappears, that is your signal. Here is what happens next. When you do something you enjoy even a little, you improve faster. When you improve faster, you earn more. When you earn more, motivation increases. That loop repeats until your skill becomes income. This is how ordinary people escape jobs they dislike. Not through one giant leap, through many small skills stacked on top of each other. Later in this video, I will expose the one habit that silently drains more wealth than taxes ever could. But before that, let me show you step 4. Step 4. Feed your mind and change your environment. This step changes everything because most people underestimate how much their surroundings control them. You think you make your own decisions, but your environment influences nearly all of them. So step 4 demands 2 actions. First, feed your mind with inputs that strengthen you. Spend 30 quiet minutes a day reading books on money, psychology, or skills. Reading is free mentorship from people decades ahead of you. It shows you which mistakes to avoid, which shortcuts are real, and how to think in ways that produce income. But reading only works when paired with action. After each session, Write down one thing you will apply that same day. Second, shift your social circle. If everyone around you complains, gossips, or blames, you will absorb it like smoke. You do not need to cut people off harshly. Just reduce exposure and increase proximity to people who think in solutions. Join online groups. Watch creators who teach real skills. Engage in communities with the same goals. Environment beats willpower every single time. When you complete step 4, you will notice something strange. Decisions that once felt heavy become easy. Risks that once scared you become manageable. And you will understand why step 9 becomes so explosive later, because step 4 upgrades your brain so money starts sticking instead of slipping away. Step 5. Guard your time like it is gold. Time is the one resource you cannot reorder from any warehouse. Wealth is not about intensity. It is about consistent behavior repeated daily. Your task is to guard your time so aggressively that only important actions survive. Start each day by identifying the single action that moves your financial life forward the most. Complete that action first, then stack the next one. Treat your tasks like bricks. Each brick builds the bridge that carries you out of poverty. Living below your means becomes the next discipline, not as punishment, as strategy. Every dollar you do not spend becomes a worker. Workers produce returns. So every time you skip buying something unnecessary, imagine hiring another employee whose job is to make you money while you sleep. Send those workers into investments, savings, and skills. They come back months later with reinforcements. Here is the rule that makes step 5 powerful. Automate as much as possible. Set automatic transfers to savings. Automate investments. Automate bill payments. When you remove decision making, you remove friction. And do not forget the physical side. Your body dictates your energy. Your energy dictates productivity. A strong body gives you more output per hour. A weak one steals hours. So stay active. Sleep well. Eat to support long-term effort. This is not about looks. This is economic strategy. Step 6. Build resilience so setbacks cannot stop you. Here is what most people do not understand. Wealth is a durability game. The person who stays in motion the longest wins by default. You cannot build momentum if your energy collapses every time life punches you. And life will punch you. That is guaranteed. What is not guaranteed is your response. Step 6 forces you to develop the ability to take hits while still moving forward, even if that movement is small. First, normalize setbacks. Normalize disappointment. Normalize unexpected expenses, slow months, failed attempts, rejections, delays. If you treat any of these as signs to quit, you will stay stuck forever. But if you treat them as neutral events that simply happen on the path forward, your brain stops panicking and starts adapting. When something goes wrong, you do not spiral. You ask, what information did this give me? How do I adjust? What is the smallest action I can take today to regain motion? These questions turn setbacks into fuel. Next comes physical resilience. If your energy is low, you make poor choices. If stress is high, you procrastinate. If you are constantly exhausted, everything feels heavier than it is. So step 6 demands basic physical maintenance. Movement, hydration, sleep, food that stabilizes energy instead of destroying it. Think of your body as the engine powering your financial machine. A weak engine cannot produce strong output. A stable one can. Then comes the emotional side. Celebrate wins quietly. Record progress even if it seems tiny. Protect your humility because humility keeps you learning. And build consistency by creating routines so simple they cannot fail. 10 minutes of learning, 15 minutes of outreach, 30 minutes improving a skill. These micro habits do not look impressive, but they erase poverty when repeated long enough. But step 6 is just the foundation, because when you combine it with step 9, which I will reveal soon, that is when everything accelerates. Step 9 turns wasted time into compounding wealth in ways most people never even consider. But first, step 7. Step 7. Teach what you learn and use technology as a weapon. This step may seem unusual, but it is one of the most practical wealth accelerators you will ever use. Teach what you learn. Not because you want to become a teacher, because teaching forces you to clarify your understanding. When you explain something to someone else, you lock it into your own mind permanently. And here is the hidden advantage. When you teach, even informally, You start attracting opportunities you never expected. People begin seeing you as someone who understands, who can help, who executes, and opportunities flow to people who execute. Next, step 7 forces you to treat technology like a servant, not a master. Your phone and laptop can be tools or traps. Most people use them passively, letting technology drain attention, time, and discipline. Wealthy people use technology actively. They use it to connect with mentors, distribute their work, automate finances, track progress, and expand reach. Turn your devices into profit tools. Remove apps that steal focus. Add apps that track goals, improve skills, or simplify operations. The same phone that wastes time can also compress years of growth into months if used correctly. Finally comes integrity. Your reputation is currency. Your credit score is a tool. Your honesty is leverage. When people trust you, deals close faster. When lenders trust you, interest rates fall. When clients trust you, referrals multiply. Protect your integrity with discipline. Borrow only for assets that pay back. Repay on time. Keep your word. Avoid shortcuts that damage your name. The more trustworthy you become, the easier money flows. Step 8. Add value first, build multiple income streams, and automate everything. Step 8 is where most people want to jump immediately. Yet it only works if steps 1 through 7 have already reshaped your thinking. This step transforms you from someone who reacts to money into someone who produces money. The first command is simple. Add value before you expect anything in return. This feels counterintuitive when you feel broke, but it is the mechanism that opens more doors than any other. When you share helpful information, assist others with skills, offer solutions, create something useful, or solve a problem someone else is too busy to handle, you shift your identity. You become someone who creates value, and value attracts money. Not immediately, but inevitably. Every act of value plants a seed that grows into opportunity. Next comes income streams. Most people rely on one paycheck. When it stops, panic starts. Wealthy people build multiple streams so when one slows, others keep flowing. In step 8, you build your second income stream slowly. Freelancing, flipping items, selling digital products, tutoring, repairing, managing a small online shop, monetizing a skill you developed in step 3. When the first stream is stable, build the third. Not all will work, and some will fail, but 1 or 2 will thrive, and that is all you need. Now automate. Automate savings, automate investments, automate transfers, automate payments. Automation protects you from your own emotions. Money that moves on schedule grows. Money that waits for decisions evaporates. Then learn to negotiate everything. Salaries, fees, bills, subscriptions, contracts. One conversation can save hundreds per month, thousands per year. And guard your online image. Employers, clients, and partners check silently before making decisions. Your presence must reflect growth, discipline, and clarity. Step 9. Track everything. Weaponize spare minutes and train gratitude. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack awareness. They do not know where money goes. They do not know how many hours they waste. They do not know which habits help and which destroy. Step 9 corrects this by making measurement a daily habit. Track income. Track expenses. Track hours practiced. Track progress toward goals. Anything you measure improves. Anything you ignore decays. Tracking gives control. Control produces momentum. Then weaponize idle minutes. Most people lose hundreds of hours per year doing nothing meaningful. Waiting in lines, sitting in traffic, scrolling during downtime, killing time between tasks. Step 9 turns lost hours into productivity. Listen to audiobooks while walking. Learn skills during commutes. Review notes while waiting. Brainstorm during breaks. This is not about being busy. It is about multiplying learning opportunities without increasing workload. When you treat spare minutes like a pocket-sized university, growth accelerates in ways that shock you. Next comes gratitude training. A mind stuck in scarcity sees obstacles everywhere. A mind trained in gratitude sees leverage everywhere. Gratitude is tactical. When you practice it daily, identifying what is working, what resources you have, what progress you made, Your brain stops searching for threats and starts searching for possibilities. And once your brain switches modes, it begins noticing openings that were always there but invisible before. A problem you could solve for money. A contact who could become a partner. A skill that could be monetized. A gap in the market. Wealth requires awareness. Scarcity kills awareness. Gratitude restores it. Step 10. Take immediate action and never break the chain. Step 10 is the final step because it determines whether the first 9 steps matter at all. Without immediate action, everything you learn stays trapped in your mind, unable to produce results. Action is the bridge between knowledge and wealth. Here is the most practical rule. You must take one financial action within 1 hour of finishing this video. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Within 1 hour, this single behavior separates people who escape poverty from people who stay trapped forever. What does immediate action look like? Calculate your real net worth for the first time. Cancel a useless subscription. Place $5 into an investment account. Complete a tutorial. List an unused item online. Send an outreach message to a potential client. Block 1 hour on your calendar for a new skill. The size of the action does not matter. The presence of the action matters. Step 10 uses a principle called activation energy. Once you take one small action, your brain becomes far more willing to take a second, then a third. A small action breaks inertia. Broken inertia becomes momentum. This step also requires that you stop waiting for massive breakthroughs. You build wealth through daily repetitions of tiny behaviors. Small actions repeated melt mountains. They turn debt into savings. They turn skills into income. They turn time into opportunity. And they turn uncertainty into control. Finally, step 10 completes the loop with a rule most people ignore. Record the action you took every day. 1 sentence, 1 line, 1 trackable move. When you see a chain of daily actions forming, your brain refuses to break it. And once the chain becomes long enough, staying poor becomes impossible because your habits no longer allow it. Now here is the truth behind all of this. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need a high income to start. You do not need connections or luck or a business degree. You need these 10 steps applied daily with boring consistency. The steps are mechanical. When you run the process, the outcome becomes unavoidable. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop hoping for rescue. The roadmap is in your hands. The steps are clear. Every day you delay is another day you stay trapped in a life smaller than the one you are capable of living. You have everything you need to begin, but none of it matters unless you take the first step right now. Not later, not someday, the moment this video ends. So here is the first choice you can make right now to escape poverty. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know your plan of action in the comments. Which step will you implement first? And if this roadmap gave you clarity, like this video so more people can find it. Now close this video, stand up and pick one action before the next hour passes. Your future depends on what you do in the next 60 minutes. I will see you soon.